Okay, we are going to look at this time. We're going to look at some basic functions that are commonly used in MS Excel. There are various functions that are inbuilt, like maximum, minimum, average, and what have you. So let's look at some of them. For example, maybe if you want to calculate the maximum of a given number, maybe we want to check through here and see which one is the maximum value, has the maximum. So we just type here, say equal to, and then maximum, max comes, we press a tab, then we select the range of values or the range of numbers in which we want the maximum, close the bracket, and then press enter. So you see that amongst these ones, the maximum value is 60,000. If you want the minimum, we can get here, say minimum, and minimum, so we get here, say equal to, we select, then we write the function in the tab, minimum, select the range of values or numbers that you want to, whose minimum you want to see, the smallest. You press enter, it will return the smallest value amongst the values that you have selected. So the minimum is that one. Then there is also average. If you want to find the average of numbers, that is the add and divide by the total. So this is equal to average. As you type average, it gets here, you tab, then you select the numbers or the items whose average you want to get. Yes, you close the bracket, then you press enter. So the average values of these ones is that one. This is just writing, it does not matter. There is also another one which is called count. These are basic functions. That is, if you want to count how many items do we have here, so equal to count. You open a bracket. What do you want to count? I want to count numbers here. So I count them and close the bracket, enter. So the count, indeed, these are 7 items. From here, counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that count is used to count numbers. It is used to count numbers. But if these are not numbers and something like maybe you're counting text, let's try and see what to return. Say equal to count tab. You're counting what? When I say tab, I'm pressing a tab key, that button just above the caps lock on your keyboard. So sorry, I don't want to count that. I want to count this one. So I select that one, I close the bracket, then press enter. This one, it is returning 0 because these ones are not countable numbers. They are not numbers, just text. It does not count that. But then there is another function for count that is called counter, like this, or count A. This one is used to count any items that you have, whether text or numbers. It will count, it will not mind. For example, say put here equal to count A. You tab. What do you want to count? I want to count these ones. This one is used to count any cells that are not empty. So it has counted these items here are 7. There are 7 because our selection started from here up to here. But if we had started it from here, because this one is starting from B2, this is B2 up to B8. But what if we come here and edit the formula, the selection? Maybe we are starting not from B2 but B1. Yes, you can see it has started from here, B1 up to B8. Enter. Yeah, it returns 8. So that one is used for counting. And by the way, this one, let's say maybe we have here salt, then enter, maybe you have 45, enter, we have beans, enter, we have maybe 7, enter, we have 34, enter, we have sugar. Let's see, what if we use count A? We say we want the result to go there, put there equal sign, counter or count A, open bracket. What do you want to count? I want to count from here up to there. Let me select up there. Close the bracket. It counts 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But remember, our selection is going up to here, so it has not counted the empty space. This is what I mean. Equal to count A. Even if you select from here up to there, you can see I've selected from H1 up to H9. This H1 up to H8. Count. It is still giving you 6. It is counting cells that are not empty. And if you simply use count, what happens? So equal to count without count A. What will it return? Let's see. It has returned 3. Why? Because there are 1, 2, 3 numbers. Just count, it counts numbers. Count A, it counts all the cells that are not empty. And then there is another function that is used to count cells that are empty. That is called count blank. So it is count equal to count. As you type count, different count things will come. So you click here, count blank. You click on the selected, then you press a tab key. Or you can just type count blank. Count blank, we are selecting from here up to there. Close bracket, enter. It has counted there 2 blank. 1, 2. So if you have got a range of data, actually this data set is not too much, it's small, just starting from 2 up to 8. But you may find that you have, these are just 7 records, but you may find that you have got over 7 records. You could be having 1,000 records, and you're checking from H maybe 2 up to H maybe 1001. And you cannot go on scrolling through to see which one are empty, which one are not empty. You keep on counting the empty. No, you just put in a given cell, you say equal to count blank. Open a bracket. Then you select, maybe I want from H2, put a colon. That's the same as selecting all of them from H2, maybe up to H, let's say 20, H100. You see, when you complete 100, now this selection has got up to H100. Okay. The selection has gone to up to H100. Let me try to scroll and you see, yes, it has come up to H100. So it has selected, it's going to count all the blanks. And you see, we don't have time to scroll through all that. You just say, my data starts from H2 up to H100. So you say H2, H100, close the bracket, enter. It is showing you that there are 92 blanks. And that is true. Because those ones that are not blank, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8. That means there is somewhere where there is something which is some data. So there are, no. We are starting from H2. 900, 100 minus 2, you get 98. 98, take away these 6, it gives you 92. True. So there are 92 blanks. Okay. Only 6 are occupied out of the 90 whatever. So that is that. No, there are 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, let's do it. You say equal to counter A. Now remember, this one does not count blank. From H2 up to, put a full colon, up to H100. It has to return 7. Yes, it has returned 7 because those that are not blank from H2, remember H2 starts from here. You can see here in the name box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 cells that are not blank. So count it returns any cells that it counts the cells that are not blank. Next, we are going to another function that is sum. Sum, that is adding. Supposing we want to add these items here. So we go there, we say equal to, what do you want? The function is sum. So there are so many, but now sum is the one which is selected. You press that one, tab key, then you select what you want to add. This one simply gets those numbers, add them, and return their value. That is sum. But then there is a situation whereby maybe we want to add for given items. We want to select out what we want to add. We don't want to add for each and everything. Like, for example, supposing we have a certain criteria that we want to follow to do some addition. That one, the function we use is called the SumIf. SumIf. SumIf, it returns values depending on the criteria. So we are going to return that value here. Maybe we can give it we can paint it and see paint it to green. Okay, now what do you want to say? Equal to sum if open a bracket. Now you see sum if the range. This is now the range of numbers that you want to return to work, to look through, and the range of numbers, they are these ones. Then down here you see after range you put a comma. Next is the criteria. Criteria is what? Whatever we will put here, its sum will be returned here. So criteria, you click in that empty cell, then comma. Now sum range. What is it that is going to be added for this one? Whatever you're going to put here. These are the cells. We're going to add the cells. Then you close the bracket and enter. It has returned 0 because here there is nothing. What if we want to find the sum for salt? It will add salt 6,000, salt 3,000, that is 9,000, salt 60,000. So 9,000 plus 60,000, it is 69. So it has given us, it has returned a sum for salt only. Suppose we want a sum for sugar. It will add for sugar this one and this one, giving us that total. Supposing we want the sum for corn, type there, the sum for corn will come. By the way, even this one is possible. We can paste the formula down. That is now sum for corn, sum for salt, maybe sum for sugar, that's not spelling sugar. Then we want sum for beans to be returned there, and maybe sorry, this is not beans. Sum for beans, it is going to be that one, and Yes, that is the criterion that is used. Maybe which other item is there? That is now the sum if. I think those are the only items that we have. This one we can close it out. Okay, we can delete that one. So that is the sum if function. It adds out for a particular item, unlike the other sum, which simply adds for each and everything. This one does not add for each and everything. It adds just for a given item, and you can see the syntax or the rules that are followed. Okay, the syntax that is followed, that is the sum if. And even there is a count if. I don't know if I covered the count if. Even the count if is similar to the sum if function, just that the count if, it counts out for a given items. The count if, this one, count if. How does it work? We put the criteria here still. Criteria. So we say equal to count if. Count if, open bracket. Now you can say count if the range. You want to count if for what range? The range of items, we start from B2 all the way to B8. So you select that, B2, B8, comma, you can see there is a comma here. Then criteria. What is the criteria? Criteria is whatever will be here will be counted. Close the bracket, enter. Let's count salt. Salt appears how many times? It is 3 times. Okay. Allow me to delete a row there. Okay. Okay. Now salt is counting. Salt here is appearing 1, 2, 3. When we change maybe sugar, sugar appears 1, 2. It appears twice. Maybe we want beans. The beans, bananas, they are not there. What is there is beans. What is happening? Beans. Yes, the beans are appearing only once. So that is the count if. So if you want to know the number of times a given item is repeated, we use a function that is called CountIf. So we have covered the CountIf, SumIf, the counter A, count, sum, average, minimum, and maximum of given numbers. Then we can also look at, we can revisit the if function. The if function is used if we have got certain decisions to be made. Okay, like for example, I can say whoever has got a cell here that is greater than maybe let's say 10,000, that person is given a discount. Otherwise, no discount. So what do we do? What do we say? We say equal to if, open bracket, if what? If what is here is equal to 10,000. If it is equal to 10,000, maybe let me use a value that is there. If it is equal to, if what is there is equal to 6,000, comma, then that person should get a discount. Just get it should return the word discount. And if it is returning a word, you write it in quotes. So you say discount, close quote, comma. You can see that is value if false. What should be returned? Say no discount. No discount. close the quotes, and then close the bracket. In Excel, all the brackets that you open, you must close them. We have opened one, we are closing one. Yes. So this one is 6,000. This one is equal to 6,000. So it is discount. What about down there? Put a cursor here, double click. So it returns that. The rest, no discount, but this one has a discount. But again, that is if you want Excel to return a text. But it's possible that you don't want Excel to return a text. Maybe to return some calculation. Okay, you can say equal to if, open a bracket, if what? If what is here is greater or equal to 10,000, comma, now say value if true. If it is equal to 10,000 or greater, what should Excel do? Excel should get this value and multiply it by maybe 10%. 10% is 0.1. Then, comma, value if false. Value if false, get no discount, just put 0. Close the bracket. That is for somebody who does not have more than that. So this is not greater than 10,000. So to return 0, put a cursor there, double click. These ones are greater than 10,000, so they have a discount. That is Excel if function. Okay, and we can even use it in case maybe we want to calculate tax. Okay, we want to calculate tax, we can still use the if function there. We can say, for example, equal to if what, open a bracket, if what is here is greater, let's say just use the word greater. If it is greater than 50,000, value if true, you get this times tax maybe is 20%, which is the same as 20 over 100. But remember, 20 over 100 is 0.2. So tax is that one. Value if false, comma, now we are here. Value if false. Excel has two options, value if true, then value if false. If it is not greater than that, get this, maybe multiply by, let the tax be 5%. So times 5 over 100, sorry. 5 over 100. Close the bracket. Enter. So this one is less than 50,000, so the tax is 5%. 5% of that one is that. Maybe we can try it out here. Percentage. Equal to this times 5%. 5 over 100. Yes, you can see that is that is the 5%. What about, we also used somewhere, I think 20%. Was it 20%? I do not remember. Yes, another percentage here. Another percentage here is equal to, yes, I think we used 20. Get this times 20%, 20 over 100. Yes. Now let's compare with what we have got. Yes. These values, all of these ones are less than 50,000. This is the only one which is greater than or equal to 50,000. And indeed, the tax it is paying, the actual tax is 20%. This is the only one which is paying the tax of 20%. But the rest of these ones are paying this. You can see they are equal. But if we say maybe this was 90,000, sorry. This value here is as a result of, let's say this is 30. Yeah, to change this, to change everything. So that is the if function. And remember, the if function can still be used if instead of the if function, we can use the VLookUp. We can use the VLookUp if you arrange your values in form of columns, and then maybe let's say here we have value, then the rate. We are going to use these values. Let's say we have used the two values, I think. Somewhere we are now going to work on the discount that we somewhere say if yes, if the value is 10,000, the rate was equal to 30%. So 30% is 30 over this is going to be multiplication. This might be multiplication, it may not come out so easily. What I wanted, I think, cannot come out easily. I need to first work it out. But that is that. Maybe I think we can use a VLookUp on something else. Let's use a VLOOKUP for this data that we have, and see, for example, if we want to get the sales, you are here and you want to get the sales of maybe salt, you want to get the sales of maybe beans, you want to look up the sales of beans or whatever. So we can get here equal to VLOOKUP. Yeah, it is there. Say lookup value. The lookup value, we are going to look up a value which is there, comma. Then the table array. The table array is this one. You select your work that you have, and remember, after selecting that work, you put absolute cell referencing. You press F4 on the keyboard, then comma, then say column index. What do you want to look up? Which column index? Maybe I want to look up the column index C, which is this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The column index I want to look up is 4. So I put 4. Then what do you want to comma? The lookup, the range lookup. Now the range lookup, do you want exact match? Do you want approximate match? Maybe I want exact match, so I type false. Enter. It says not available, but here the value that we are looking up is supposed to be there, and that is maybe, let's say we are looking up for salt. Yes, so it is giving you that salt is 6,000, but this one here, it is looking up, it takes out the first value. That is so these values should not be repeated. If we are to use a VLOOKUP, these values must not be repeated. They must be the same. For example, here if you say sugar, it will return the first value for sugar. If you say maybe corn, it will return the first value for the sales for corn. That is a VLOOKUP. So we use a VLOOKUP for values that are arranged, and each item here must have a corresponding item here. Okay, each item must have a corresponding item. Maybe we can change. Let's change and have more clearer VLOOKUP. More clearer VLOOKUP. Yes. Supposing we have here a name, and then we have maybe contact, maybe address, somebody's address, then telephone number, and then maybe what else? Maybe the tuition that is the person is paying, and what else? Okay, maybe next of kin. Here the name, maybe we have Adolf Deng. Then another person we have Charles Morgan. Then we have Juliet Nakato. Then we have Hassan, maybe Hassan Mosuk. Then we have maybe Musa Mohammed. Then we have maybe another person could be like Kenneth, maybe Kenneth Odong. Okay, those are the names, but you can see these names are overlapping here. What can we do? Put a cursor here at the boundary, double click. Excel will extend this column automatically. Maybe the address, Adolf Deng, this is maybe Juba. Charles Morgan, maybe this is Dar Salam. Enter. Then Nakato, this could be Ginger. Hassan Suk, maybe this is Kinshasa. That's the spelling. Musa Muhammad, maybe this is Khartoum. I'm not very sure of the spelling. Kenneth Odong, maybe this one is in Nairobi. Okay, still these are not me. So put a cursor there, double click. Telephone contact, maybe 078 whatever, that one. Enter. Oh, my 0 is not coming. If I want my 0 to appear here, I first select this all these cells and change their data type from general to text. Okay, such that here it starts with 0. Now it will appear. Maybe 06 something, 07. Kinshasa, maybe 09 something. Khartoum, maybe 012. Nairobi 07044. Okay, those are just assumed numbers, they do not exist. Then tuition, maybe this one pays that tuition. I can, instead of because these are numbers, I can say equal to random. Let me just enter random between. I want Excel to return values. Maybe the tuition should be, the lowest should be 400,000 all the way, comma, is that 400,000? Yes, up to maybe 2 million. Yes, that is the highest. So you can see the syntax is random between bottom, comma, top, then close the bracket. Then enter. So it has picked that one. Then, yes, that is the amount that they have paid. Then next of kin, maybe next of kin of Adolf Deng maybe is taught. But the challenge with this one, each time you click in another cell, these values keep on changing. So what can we do? Anyway, let's first Charles Morgan. Maybe this is Lawrence, is the next of kin. Juliet Nakato, maybe that is the next of kin. Then Hassan Musuk, maybe the next of kin is Mwalimu. Musa Mohamud, maybe the next of kin could be Talib. Then Kenneth Odong, maybe the next of kin is Akelo. Good. Okay, it is just giving us, but to stop it from giving us these random numbers, we select it, we copy, we select that value again, then come here on paste, click paste, then you select paste values. Now these ones are no longer random numbers, so even if you click, they cannot change anymore. You click, you press the escape button to take away those moving ants. So that is that we have. Now we are going to use the VLookUp function to look up for something. Supposing we want somebody's name, we have a name there, and then we want also to return the, was supposed to be address. Excuse me. This one, let me change this one to that one. I want somebody's address. I want somebody's telephone contact, and yes, I also want maybe the tuition that you have paid. I want to look it up, and still I want to look up your next of kin. Right here it is easy. You can easily see that Adolf Adong, this is the job. But now we are talking about a record of data that is in hundreds of thousands of records. Okay, their names, the names are very many. Now how do you look them up? So what we do, we go here, put there maybe a name, any name. Maybe we want for Juliet Nakato. What do you want for Juliet Nakato? Sorry, Juliet. The names must be the same. Juliet Nakato. What do you want? You want to look up equal to VLookUp. VLookUp, the tab it comes. Say lookup value. The lookup value is this Juliet Nakato, comma, table array. The table array where we are going to look for the data is this one. Select it. And after selecting it, so that it does not change, you press F4. If you don't press F4, Excel is likely to return some not allocated values. You may fail to get those values. So comma, then the next is the column index. You can see it is bolded. What is the column index? We want the address. Address is in which column? This is column A, is not column number 1 because A is not selected. Our column number 1 is the one which is selected, number 1, number 2. So you are going to look up number 2, comma, then what do you want? Approximate match or exact match? We want exact match, so we type false. We want Excel to return false for us. Then we close the bracket, then enter. So the address of Juliet Nakato is Ginger. Then next we want telephone contact. We want to look up the telephone contact. So we say equal to VLookUp tab. What do you want to look up? Juliet Nakato, comma, table array. The table array is this one. This is the table array. Then comma. Next is the column index. The column index, you want telephone number. Telephone number is in column number 3 from the start. So 3, comma. What do you want? You want exact match. So we type false, which is the same as typing 0. Enter. This is the telephone contact of Juliet Nakato, 07895500. Then next, we want to know how much has Nakato paid. So we say equal to VLookUp. It is there. You tab. What do you want to do? I want to look up for Juliet Nakato, comma. The table array is still this one. Press F4. The other time I forgot to press F4 for absolute salary referencing, comma. Then the column index, we want tuition. Tuition is in column number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's column number 4, comma. We want exact match. So we type false. Close the bracket. Enter. This is Nakato's tuition. Let's say this was a mistake and we change it maybe to, it was just that one. It will change. Yes. Then next, Negu is the next of kin. Say equal to VLookUp. You tab. What do you want? I want for Juliet Nakato, comma. Then I select. That is table array. Where are you going to look for the value? F4. You press F4. Yes, comma. Then the column index, the next of kin is in column number 5, comma. Then we want to look up range, we want exact. So comma, it is we type false, which is the same as typing 0. 1 is true. True is for approximate. We are there. So the next of kin of Nakato is Waswa. And when we come here and change this person, maybe Kenneth who or Dong, the information here will change. Each time we change whatever is here, the information here will change. And lastly, maybe we don't want to enter this, type these numbers manually. We can have a drop down list. How do you bring a drop down list? We click there. We can even delete that one. It says not allocated because there is no value here, but it will come. We click there because there is no value to look for. That is the error message it returns. We click there, then we go to data validation. Data validation. We click data validation here. Then it brings this data validation dialog box. It say validation criteria allow not any value. Click here, a list. Remember, I want a drop down list. Now you want a drop down list of what? Source. Your source of drop down list will be where? Click there. We want it from here up to there. Click that and then click OK. And when you click OK, it gives this drop down list where you can click and pick any list. Now you can see Musa Muhammad, which is not fitting. I can double click here, it expands. This is the information for Musa Muhammad, but it's not appearing in the same whatever. I can select them, go back to Home tab, and then put my data in a given order. That is alignment. I can give it some alignment. So that is that. I can even select here and give it maybe borders. Yes. So that is now for Musa Muhammad. When you click there, the drop down comes back. I can choose maybe Charles Morgan. Charles Morgan stays in Dar es Salaam. This is his telephone contact. This is his tuition. This is his next of kin. But maybe his tuition is funny. I can change it to 165000. Yeah, it changes there. So that is that as far as VLookUp function is concerned. Thank you. Stay tuned for more. The videos are still coming, but please like and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to click on the bell such that you can be able to get notifications in case of new videos have been added. But please send me comment if you need anything to be solved. I'm here for you. Thank you very much.